First of all, I have to talk to Christians that death is not the end of life. This, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which we are celebrating this time around, teaches us that Jesus died and he rose. So there is life after. And in Christianity, we have forgotten that in as much as we want to live, we also believe in death. Because the Lord that saved us died. We cannot go to heaven with this our flesh. The Bible says, carnality cannot inherit the kingdom. And so, I believe that people should be living for God now, not waiting for the government to protect them. Government is not protecting anything. I heard that the Minister of Information said that if any Nigerian says he is hungry, he should be termed a liar and a thief. And because they have disbursed about, I don't know the billions of naira they have disbursed, but who and who has the billions entered into their hands? You see, my advice to the government is that this coronavirus must be a time they should be telling Nigeria the truth. Because I heard that when the thing came, it has no respect for leaders. It first of all, most of 100% of the people it inflicted initially are these leaders. And I saw something in the net where they said some governors are waiting for the result of COVID, which they cannot rig. So coronavirus will teach the government to use government resources for the good of the public. Coronavirus will teach people to be saying the truth. Coronavirus will teach the government to be servant leaders. Coronavirus will teach the people to know that here is not the end of life. That as well, a mass wealth, there is somewhere where we are going at last. So my advice to the government is to know that they are in government by opportunity. God gave them that opportunity. And of course, this thing came to humble everybody. May they come to terms with the ethics of governance. May they come to terms with the demand of the people. May they fulfill their, what do you call it, their campaign promises to the people. This is what coronavirus will teach us in Nigeria. And to the people and even to Christians, I will tell them, death is not the end of the game. After here, we still needed to know that we shall be over there with Jesus Christ. And over there, we shall not die. And to the entire public, anyone who has not accepted Jesus Christ, it is time to accept him. See, there's no hope now, again, in anything. Of course, what people are making people happy, the festivals of burials, football, this and this. These things have been deserted. And when you tell people to put up these things and give their lives to Christ, go to church, worship God, they would. So coronavirus has come to teach us a lesson that here, one day, someone will leave this place. Well, I thank God for medical science. It is one of the avenues of healing that God gives to us this year, this time around. God can heal miraculously, and it is the healing of God. And of course, God can also use medical science and vaccines and so on and so forth, the drugs around to heal. When it comes like that, it is still God that is healing the people. Remember, doctors say we administer drugs, but healing belongs to God. But the issue is, why should the West test the vaccine in Africa? And who is that African leader who has accepted that those vaccines be tested here? That is what I'm saying, that the government is playing game with our lives. The government is not serious. Why can't we develop our medical industry here so that we can know the authentic? How did coronavirus came? That has been a question no one has answered. Some people say emanated from this country is accusing the other country is accusing the other country. And these are the people who are very sick. We are hearing that thousands and thousands of them are dying there. Why not use the the vaccine that they have manufactured to treat their people? Why should it be those of us who have not even died up to 500? When they are dying in hundreds of thousands and so on, let them test their vaccine there. Let us as Africans see how effective those drugs are there. And of course we shall patronize them. Jesus is in Africa. Jesus will heal us. Every eye must be on this Jesus, and every faith must be in him.